Okay, Erev Tov, everyone. I'm not going to push hard because I don't have much voice. So we'll talk about the mitzvah of Netilat Lulav. We're good? Zman Netilat Lulav bayom velo balayla. The mitzvah of Lulav has to be done during the day and not at night. Benoagim litol et lulav b'shacharit. Custom is to take Lulav. The custom is to take the Lulav during Shacharit. Umi shelo netalo b'shacharit yitelenu achar kach. If someone did not take the Lulav during Shacharit, he can take it later on. Vim kvar shaka'a chama. If the sun already set, yitlenu belo beracha. Then you could take it, but no beracha is recited. Vim yatzu hakochavim. But once the stars come out, then hifsidet mitzvah. You've lost the mitzvah. Mitzvah litol et lulav be'et amirat ha'alel. The mitzvah is to take the lulav while you are reciting Hallel. Ulnanea bo b'psuke. Hodul Adonai kitov ki leolam chasto ve'ana Adonai Hoshiana. And we shake it during those two pesukim. Ve'hoil ve'tiknu chachamim beracha al netilat lulav. Since the chachamim established a beracha for taking the lulav, noagim levarech al lulav lifnei amirat halel. The custom is to recite the bracha before Hallel. Ve'yesh maktimim levarech al lulav basuka lifnei hatefila. And some people are even do it earlier. They will recite the beracha when they're in their sukkah before tefillah starts. Lechatechila en litol et lulav lifnei hanetzach hama. A person should not take the lulav before sunrise. Shehu azman she'ashemesh matchila lehiraot b'mizrach. Sunrise is defined as the time where you start to see the sun in the east. Avami shehu tzrach le'ashkim latzet laderech. If somebody needs to travel for whatever reason, he needs to leave early in the house. And he cannot take the lulav once the sun rises. Then he's able to take the lulav and even recite a bracha from dawn. Dawn is when you start to see some light in the eastern horizon. Like we learned, well, we didn't learn it as a group, but he mentioned it previously in his book. Al pi Torah, mitzvah litol lulav bayom harishon shel hachag bilvad. According to the Torah, it says, bayom harishon, ukachtem lachem bayom harishon. According to the Torah, you only have to take the lulav on day number 1. That's it. Verak b'mikdash mitzvah litol lulav shiva yamim. And it was only in the Bet HaMikdash where they had a commandment to take it 7 days. And it was already established when the Bet HaMikdash was around that the whole world only took lulav on the first day. But regarding the rest of the days, only those people that went up to Yerushalayim, to the Bet HaMikdash, they were the ones that did the rest of the days as well. When the first day of Sukkot fell on Shabbat, the residents of Israel would take the lulav. And in order that the residents didn't carry the lulav into public domain, the Chachamim established that they take the lulav and hold the lulav at home. Anyone that lived outside of Israel, lo natu lulav. They did not take lulav on Shabbat. Because way back when they didn't know when exactly Rosh Chodesh was. They didn't have a calendar. And that's why in Chutz La'aretz they had to celebrate 2 days of Yom Tov. Now, they know which day is Shabbat, but we don't know for sure if Shabbat is the first day of Sukkot or not. Gazru chachamim shelo litol bo lulav. rabbis established that outside of Israel, on Shabbat, we don't take the lulav. This is way back when. Because even if we allow people to take them at home, like the residents of Israel did, we're worried about that the people would actually make a mistake and take them outside into public domain. This was before the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed.
So why wouldn't they be worried about the same factor in Israel?
Because in Israel they didn't have that problem of Kiddush HaChodesh. They knew exactly that the first day was Shabbat.
The logic was that they were worried that people would make the mistake and letatel it on Shabbat. They would take it out on Shabbat and so the people in Israel could make the same mistake.
You're right, but I guess with the other suffix, so there's like two suffix here that we're worried about. We're worried about the day and the thing. So I guess in Israel, the once potential problem was not enough for them to take away the mitzvah. Again, all of this was before the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. Le'achar shenechera Beit HaMikdash, after the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, tiknu chachamim shebekol ha'olam yitlu lulav shiva yamim zechel HaMikdash. Everybody has to take the lulav 7 days, all 7 days, zechel HaMikdash, to commemorate what used to happen in the Beit HaMikdash when everyone used to go oleh regel. Umineged tiknu shegam be'eretz Israel. But on the other hand, they also established in Israel im yachul hayom harishon beShabbat, that if it falls out on Shabbat, lo yitlu lulav, then no one takes lulav, even in Israel. Kedei sheyu kol Yisrael noagim minhag echad, so that the Jewish people fulfill one custom, kulam biyachad. V'gam le'achar she'echelu lekadesh chodashim al pi haluach, even after we established a calendar, and we don't have this problem anymore, we know exactly when it is. Ukvar lo haya safek legabe zmano shel hayom harishon, we're no longer in doubt when the first day of Sukkot is. Nish'ar ha'isur bimkomo, the Rambam says that the prohibition remained in place. Shelo litol lulav bayom harishon shechal b'Shabbat, and we don't take the lulav on the first day that Shabbat, when it's Shabbat. He explains over here, expands on a little idea. If sharu lai lomar betam ha'inyan, maybe we can explain the reason as follows. Shelachar chuban Beit HaMikdash, once the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, nechlas koach hashpa'ata shel mitzvat netilat lulav. The hashpa'ah, the influence or the koach that comes with the mitzvah of taking the lulav weakened. V'lachen hayat tzorech lechazeko al yedei netilat lulav bekol makom shiva yamim, and that's why we require everybody to take it for 7 days instead just of 1 day. Umineged, but on the other hand, hachashash mipnei hapegia b'chvod haShabbat gavar meod. The worry that we were going to inflict, bipogea, we're going to inflict into the kavod of Shabbat, also strengthened. Shashabbat notra yesod hachayim, because Shabbat is in essence the foundation of our lives. V'abracha, and the blessing, the kiyumam shel Israel, the existence of Jewish people. V'tzarich lomar shekedushat Shabbat moila b'zman hazeh bimkom netilat lulav. So the kedusha of Shabbat overrides that of netilat lulav. Ukdei shelo yagiu chas v'shalom lechilul Shabbat, in order not to, God forbid, come to be mechalel Shabbat. Gazru shegam kasher hayom harishon chab b'Shabbat lo yitul lulav. The rabbis established that across the board, no one takes a lulav on Shabbat. So what it turns out, שבשנים שיום ראשון של חג הסוכות חל בשבת, in years where the first day of Sukkot falls on Shabbat, like last year it was like this, אין מקיימים את מצוות נטילת לולב מהתורה. That year we don't fulfill the mitzvah of lulav biblically. מפני שנטילת הלולב בשאר הימים היא מצווה מדברי חכמים. Because the rest days from days 2 to 6 to 7 is just midivre chachamim, is just from the rabbis. So that happens last year. Maybe another reason why whenever you only have 1 day of shofar, you only have 1 day of lulav. Multiple reasons why those years are very difficult for Am Yisrael, because the lulav also acts as a protection amongst negative influences, and we're k'viachol stabbing and cutting the klipot, as brought down in many books. And last year we only had 1 day. Okay, so that's with regard to the time of the mitzvah. Let's talk about the igud. The igud is the combining of the 4 species. Arba'at haminim me'akavim ze etze. The 4 species, that's lulav, etrog, hadas, and arava, hold back one another. Ma'akevim ze means she'im haya chaser echad mehem. If one of them was missing, en yecholim lekayem et mitzvat bishlosh notarim. If you don't have aravot, you can't fulfill the mitzvah of netilat lulav. If you don't have an etrog and you just want to hold a lulav, you can't fulfill the mitzvah of netilat lulav. Mitzvah litol et kol arba'at haminim yachad. Your mitzvah lechatchila is to hold all of them together, right? We have the etrog in the left hand and the lulav in the right. Im hayu kol arba'at minim etzlo u'b'diavad. Nevertheless, im hayu kol arba'at minim etzlo yachol lekayem et hamitzvah bibracha ayidei netilatam echad achar hasheni. He says, b'diavad, to take them one after the other, you also fulfill it. Obviously, that's not what we do. We try to take them b'yachad, and once we say the bracha. But if you say the bracha and just take one after another, technically it's fine. Laws of Lulav, shemitzvah litol et arba'at minim yachad. It's not only that you have to take them all together. Ela shemitzvah le'egod et halulav v'hadasim ve'aravot yachad. The mitzvah is to tie the lulav, hadas, and arava together. Shekachi noya shel mitzvah. That is beautifying the mitzvah. Umitzvah leitnaot defanav b'mitzvot. We have a special commandment to beautify our mitzvot. Shneimar ze eli ve'anveu. Aval ha'etrog eno ne'egad imahem. The etrog is not tied together. Why not? Good question. Ever ask yourself, why is the etrog not tied together with the other three? Right? It's called igud lulav. Let's just take a rope and tie them around, and then that's it. We don't have to think. So the answer is found in the pasuk itself. The pasuk says, "Peri etz hadar." That's the etrog. Kapot temarim. That's the lulav. Va'anaf etz avot ve'arve nachal. So combined with the lulav is va. That's and the anaf etz avot ve. That's hadasim and arve nachal. Another vav. So the vavs combine. The Chachamim learn that from those three are together, and the Pri Etz Hadar is separate. Harei shevav hachibur mechaberet et shloshet haminim yachad, v'lo ha'etrog nota levado, v'lo negad imahem. Now there's other reasons. A lot of people like to talk about this. Hasidic devartors about this. Okay, whatever. But that's what the idea from the pasuk is, that those three are connected. Vav hachibur, and then the Pri Etz Hadar, the etrog is separate. Yes, Omrim. Yeah.
I've seen some people using a measuring tape for, I don't know, the reason for it, for the hadassim, whatever it is.
We might get to that now. I don't know what you're referring to, but there is an idea of measuring here. Yes, אומרים שמצווה לאגוד את שלושת המינים בקשר גמור שאסור לעשותו בשבת. Some say that when you tie the minim together, it needs to be with a very strong knot, like a double knot, a knot that you wouldn't be allowed to do on Shabbat. כדוגמת קשר כפול. Some say that you use the type of knot that they have. You find them in the lulav bags, those type of things. I don't know exactly how they call them, but that's right. Okay, and some say that there's no need to be so makpid. As long as it's together and connected, and that's all needs to happen. Many people have the custom to tie the lulav, the hadas and arava, with lulav leaves. That's again what you find in the bag that they sell you. Okay. However, if shalekot lulav bekol sug shel chut or retzua, that's you don't have to use those. You can use any type of string and any type of rope or yarn. Kisheogim et lulav im hadasim ve'aravot. When you tie the lulav with the hadas and arava, tzarich leakpid. This is, I think, what we were talking about, Shimon. Sheshidrato shel halulav tiye gavoa tefach me'al hadasim ve'aravot. You have to make sure that the lulav is at least one tefach, that's one fist, taller than the hadas and the arava. Ve'im hayu hadasim or aravot arukim ve'alulav katzar v'shidrato ena gova mehem tefach yesh la'asot achat mishtayim. If you have a situation where your lulav isn't taller than one tefach, you have two options. Or lekatzer et hadasim ve'aravot ulamidam al shiur hakasher. So you can either cut off from the bottom, wherever, cut off the aravot and the hadasim so that you get your distance. Shehu shlosha tvachim. כדי ששיטתו של רב תהיה גבוה מהם טפח, או לקושרם באופן שתחילתם תהיה נמוכה מתחילת הלולב, כדי שבפועל שיטתו של הלולב תצא מעליהם טפח. So another option is, when you tie them, the stems of the aravot and the hadasim are below the stem of the lulav, So this way, on top, you have your at least a tefach. Most lulavs that they sell in the store nowadays are usually pretty tall and tall enough that you exceed the 1 tefach between the two things. Lo yitol yoter milulav echad ve'etrog echad. Don't take more than 1 lulav and 1 etrog. Uladasim tzadich shlosha ularabot shtayim. You need 3 hadasim and 2 arabot. V'im ratza leosif od hadasim v'arabot rashai. If you want to add more hadasim and arabot, you are allowed. But Rabim medaktekim shelo leosif al shlosha hadasim u'shti arabot. Many are medaktek not to. Asur leosif min acher al arbat minim shetivta Torah. One cannot add a different type of species to the 4. So if someone wants to take, parsley and put it in, right? And they want to add it to their lulav, you cannot do that. Asur from the Torah to do that. Ve'amosif over alisur bal tosif. It's actually a biblical commandment. Yesh noagim likshor et hadasim betzad yamin shel shitrat lulav et aravot betzad smol. Some say when you tie it, you take the hadasim on the right side of the shidra and the arava on the left side. Ve'yesh noagim likshor hadas echad yamin ve'echad bismol ve'echad be'emsa. Some say the hadasim go one on either side and one in the middle, and arava one on either side. Ubishnei ofanim mekayimim ta mitzvot la'mehadrin. Both situations, both ways of doing it is kasher. A couple more points and we'll stop. Yesh noagim lehader sheyu hadasim gevohim me'at me'arabot. Some are noheg to make sure that the hadasim are slightly taller than the arava. Mipnei shehadasim romzim letzadikim ve'ha'arabot le'amei haaretz. Because the hadasim correspond to the righteous, and the haravot correspond to the layman, the am haaretz. B'nosaf lemitzvah le'egod et shloshet haminim yachad. In addition to the mitzvah of combining the 3 minim, yesh me'adrim likshor et halulav atzmo be'od shlosha ksharim. There are those that are me'ader to tie the lulav itself with 3 knots. The Ashkenazim makpidim le'ashir et hachelek ha'elyon sheba'lulav be'lo keshira. Ashkenazim are more makpid to leave the top part without a tie. Kedei lechasches ba'lulav be'et ha'neunin, to shake the top of the lulav. V'yesh noagim la'asod yud chet kesharim ba'lulav. And the Kaf HaChaim brings down to even do 18 knots tying the lulav. So you might notice this difference. It's one of the big differences between Ashkenazim and Sfaradim. And when choosing a lulav, Ashkenazim like to choose a lulav that opens and flaps a bit more, so that when they do the shake, you see the waving a little bit. But the Sfaradim are mostly the opposite. They like to choose ones that are solid right through, all the way up, and that don't open it. Either one are fine. They're both kasher. It's just he brings down the Ashkenazim. That's why they don't tie the top, because they want it to wave a little bit in their shaking. But again, either one are kasher. We'll stop here. We'll continue next time.